Welcome back to Nerdy Couch. I am here with my friend Rob. On that side, not on that side. On that side, this whole backwards thing is screwing me right up. Hello, everybody. This is Nerdy Couch Live. Today, we are going to be talking about Middlewest, the first book. Our review is it's good. All right, we're done.
All right.
See you later, Rob. We'll catch you on the next one. No, for real, we'll be doing this. Rob, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Nerdy Crew.
Thank you. How's everybody doing tonight?
Rob's a good friend of mine, and he'll be joining us on the Nerdy Crew, the Nerdy Show. Often, I think. So thanks for coming.
Hopefully, yes.
Anybody watching this on the replay, welcome. I hope you enjoy the show. So Rob, first thing first, let's talk about the book a little bit.
All right.
Let's see if we can get a couple of people in here. Hopefully that way we're not talking to just our beautiful faces. Yeah. So first off, written by Scotty Young. You can see right there. It's got the credentials of the book. Written by Scotty Young. Art done by Jorge Corona. Not related to the events going on. Oh, hello, Monica. Hi, dear. Thank you for joining us. How nice of you. Thank you. Now we're not talking to just us. Artwork done by Jorge Corona, and color work done by, oh dear Lord, I'm going to mess this up.
Yes, man. Let me get this.
You got this one?
Jean-Francois Beaulieu.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know that I could have done that. I would have watched that. So there's the credentials of the book. Hope you can see that. Hey, Rob. How's it going? Thank you for coming. We were just saying that we're going to be looking at Middlewest, the comic book. Now, I've got the trade paperback here. Rob's been reading it online. What site have you been reading it on?
I've been reading that on readallcomics.com.
Yeah, and that's a free way of reading this book.
Yes. So far, no ads. Nothing's popped up. So it's
that's not the one. That's not the one with provocative ads or provocative ads.
No, it is not.
I thought you liked that one.
Getting me too distracted.
I thought you liked that one. Anyway, we'll move on here. Scotty Young is normally known for his artwork. Does a lot of really neat covers and stuff like that for a lot of books. So it's nice to see him doing some writing in this book. Rob, we've got you here. I don't know if you guys know this about Rob, but one of the reasons we have him here today is because he was actually around when they first made comic books. The first comic book was he was there. So that's why we've got him today. Anyway, we're going to make a couple points about each of the episodes or each of the chapters in this book, starting with chapter 1. That was a phone call, I believe. So, first off, Rob, art. What do you think about the art in this book?
I like it. It takes me back to actually kind of looks like Sandman, old Sandman I used to read. Back
when comic books were first invented.
Yeah.
No.
Your buddy wanted to read it. You better had a lot of silly putty.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think the artwork is great in this book. The color work by the guy who I can't pronounce. The colors just pop in this book. This first episode, I call it episode, but they call it chapters here. First issue, really. You get a point of there's a deep issue that they're dealing with in this book, with the abuse, and that kind of goes all through the book. It's a little bit of a dark book, I think, with a kind of a whimsical way of telling the story, though. Would you agree?
Yes, absolutely. Looks to be not set in our time anyway.
No,
there's a lot of little futuristic things here and there.
Yeah, definitely.
I like it.
And that's one of the things you first notice in this first issue is let's see if I can try to bring up a page real quick. Is that earlier you mentioned that pink fluid?
Mm-hmm. Seems like everything is fueled. Everything is fueled by this pink fluid.
I'm trying to find that page real quick.
Yeah, there's a page. I think it looks like page 5 or 6. It's got a picture of the town and everything. It's hooked up to one of these tanks.
Real quick. Yeah, like it seems to be on gas meters, on everything. I don't know if there's a good picture right here in the corner there where you've got those pink tanks. And it seems to be the fuel source of almost everything in this book or in this world. I found that interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the book starts off with a character named Abel, and he's turns out that he's dreaming, but he's dreaming of this wind monster. It's one of the first things you see in this book is this tornado or wind monster, and turns out that captions. The captions go, "The Midwest. The wind is so violent here. I hate it. Sometimes I feel like it hates me too." And then, what do you know? It ends up he's dreaming and he's woken up by his father. Right away, you get the sense that the father's abusive.
Yeah, angry storm. Father busts in the room. Do you know what time it is? You're supposed to be doing your job. Just you do get a deep sense that there's something going on there.
Yeah, he goes as far as to like throwing the alarm clock
into the family photo.
Yeah. They have a bit of an argument about why he only recognizes when he does wrong. With this paper, it says that he's been doing it for years and messed up twice, and father just gets super angry, acting like a bit of a dick. Yeah. What happens next, Rob?
Well, he goes out to do the paper, and I'm trying to figure out. There's a fox.
Yeah.
It seems that he has his best friend is a fox. It's like a conscience. So like
we're meeting this fox right here in this panel.
Mm-hmm.
Really good artwork with that fox as well. It's definitely tough to figure out what that fox is.
I can't think of the character's name, but Afro Samurai, there was this character that was his conscience.
Yeah.
It seems to be the same thing.
That's the sense I got from it too, is that it was a conscience character. Right about I can't speak. English is a bad language for me. So is all other language, but it's fine. I'm a little nervous too. We haven't done this in a long time, or I haven't. Right away, my thoughts were, can other people hear this thing? Can other people see this thing? Is it just in his mind?
Yeah, because no one seems surprised that he's traveling with a fox.
Yeah. Anyway, he ends up losing his papers and gets conned into going with his friends, even though his father said, "You need to be back here right after your paper route." And what happens is they con him into stealing at the local store, and they get caught. His chubby friend there. I'm the chubby friend, so I can say that. Just like they do. Rob, yeah, amazing artwork. It's really enjoyable. I think carries this book really far. Yeah, sorry, sorry, Rob, to cut you off. I don't know if you can see the chat, Rob.
No, I can't.
Let's bring the chat up here real quick. I don't know if you can see that chat. Nope, because nothing's there.
Okay.
Apparently it doesn't work, so we'll just turn that right off. So only I can see the chat.
Okay.
I have that privilege. Yeah, Rob's my brother Rob. Just saying that it's difficult, or it's weird every time I say your name because sounds like I'm talking to him. Here's a couple more of those pictures about the. Oh, maybe I showed that one already. The red pink stuff or the pinkish stuff. Anyway, what were we saying, Rob?
Love the character design. Like the father's just got this angry face, the long scowling, always,
all the time.
Never seems to be happy. So you can tell right there.
That's Dale is the father, and it kind of reminds me. His character design kind of reminds me of Rick from the Walking Dead comic.
Yes.
That's the vibe I get from that. Anyway, going over to the carrying on with the comic. He gets caught stealing. Essentially, all the kids get picked up by their parents, and Abel, the main character, he's the last one to get picked up, and his father, you can't imagine he's going to be happy about that. So he gets home, and he tells the boy, you're a big man, make your own decisions. You sleep outside, right? That's harsh.
And you can even see in the background there's debris floating around, so you're starting to get the sense that this wind.
Yeah, the storm is picking up.
The storm's picking up. The storm is the anger.
Monica, what did he steal?
Snacks.
I think that they're made up snacks. I've never heard of the snacks that they're talking about there.
But I like
so I think they're definitely made up in this world. Anyway, things are getting heated up. And he says, "You're staying outside." Kid gets all flustered about it. And, they get into a bit of a heated argument where dad gets a little pushy. And kid's like, "That's why mom left." Which obviously sparks a bit of an argument. And what does the dad say?
He turns it right back on the kid.
Yeah.
She didn't leave me, she left you.
Yeah, we had a good thing going, and it's all your fault, pretty much. And then the kid's response is just fantastic.
Yep.
This is where you get the sense that it's not necessarily a child's book, because he uses a little bit of profanity.
A little bit.
He goes in and says to his father one of those things that you don't ever say to your father. Big letters. He says the F you, and dad gives him a big smack.
Yeah. By this time, the wind is taking down telephone poles. And then the transformation. Yeah. Dad is the storm. Literally.
Yeah. Let's see if we can show a picture of when that happens here.
I don't have page numbers on mine.
Yeah. You see in this panel right here, that's when Dad's starting to get fueled, and he starts to transform into that wind monster that we saw earlier. I got a burp. Transforms into that wind monster, and then full blown turns into that monster, and then starts chasing Abel. Abel and the what we can assume is his conscience, the fox, which is never really named anything but fox.
Mm-hmm.
They take off, and they run, and they end up hopping a train. And pretty much the only other thing that's distinguishable in this episode or in this issue is when Abel actually gets hit by the wind monster right here. Oh, right here. And it leaves a mark. It leaves that heart-shaped mark. Same mark that's on the back of the book here. It leaves that right on his chest. Yeah, and then it ends. That episode ends same way it begins, with the same words, and kind of leaves you with pretty much the impression that this whole book is going to lead into. How would you rate that first issue?
Very intense.
Yeah.
It lets you know what's going on right from the get-go and just gets worse.
Yeah. I'm going to say
that cliffhanger ending, you're buying issue 2.
Oh, yeah. For sure. And I mean, I've got the trade paperback, and I'll continue buying the trade paperback. And I think so far, this leads me to believe that it's going to be a good story. That's issue 1. Let's move on to 2. So I actually left myself some notes here. Not a whole lot for issue 2, I believe. I don't think it had the same impact as issue 1.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to tell us anything about issue 2?
Issue 2, right off the get-go, there's the train, and then we're introduced to some mice-looking creatures running on the track, 4 eyes. So I'm not sure what this world is. I'm thinking maybe post-apocalyptic. Everything looks junky kind of thing, like put together from whatever was left.
It's definitely hard to connect it with real life.
Mm-hmm.
You get a sense that the story is grounded, but the world itself is disconnected. You know what I mean? But it works somehow. So they're on the train. They get into a little bit of trouble with some pretty crazy characters right here. I'm always on the wrong side. I'm looking at this screen all weird. This is new. Got these weird characters, and they're like threatening to eat the fox and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And
so we know people can see the fox. It exists, it talks, and they can hear it.
Yeah, it definitely confirms that it's not just something that he himself hears, which makes it a tad on the confusing side for me. Like, I have my theories about what he is, but then it throws my theories under the bus, like almost instantly. So they get into some trouble. These weird this kind of crow skull kind of guy chases them out onto the top of the roof, where they're about to get eaten, and then they get saved by this old man. What do you want to say about this old guy?
Him, I'm still trying to figure out. It's like he knew what was going on. I don't know, he looks really wizardish, like a Gandalf.
Yeah, you can see here. Tech. he's got that weird staff
with a giant light bulb on it.
Yeah, that's interesting. But he pretty much fights off the baddies, I would guess you'd call them, knocking them off the train and such, with the help of Fox. I like that little team up there.
Yeah.
He saves them, and then they go on a bit of a journey over to Jeb's house, which is the old man's name. We find out later.
That's walking through the woods. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, just saying, interesting world.
Yeah, they're walking through the woods to his place. There's robot carcasses lying about, so it's definitely a different world
Yeah,
than whatever these things are.
yeah, I'll have to show that because I know exactly what
Yes.
you're talking about. I don't know if anybody can see, but on this page right here, there's just some really big, fat-necked rabbits or bunnies of some sort, and this is a new world for Abel because he's never been this far out, right? So they walk and they walk, and it says that they walk for miles until they get to this junkyard, which is Abel's, not Abel's, but Jeb's house. And yeah, you can see a big bus up there and everything. Looks like a crazy place.
Tree Fort.
It's definitely Tree Fort vibe, isn't it?
It is.
What's next?
So Jeb notices this thing on his chest, says, "Oh, I can try to heal that." Gets it some sort of goop to put on it.
That's exactly what they call it too, I think.
I think so.
Some sort of goopish stuff. It's very unpleasant and has a bad odor.
Yeah. Then Abel starts to get angry about it. I don't know what this stuff is. He starts to get angry. This thing on his chest starts to glow.
There's something that I wanted to point out about this scene here. It was definitely into. Okay, well, maybe I didn't write it down. Maybe my notes are crap. Never mind notes. Yeah. Anyway, he's frustrated that this thing. I don't know whether it hurts physically or not, but it's definitely an issue throughout this whole book. He particularly gets angry when they start talking about his dad.
Yes.
That seems to fuel it.
Jeb tries to ask him about his family. Oh, I'm just on this journey. Oh, I'm guessing your dad didn't send you on this journey, and that's when he starts to lose it.
Yeah. He doesn't want to. I think it's more. It's kind of like a I'm nothing like him type deal kind of anger. It's definitely fueling him. He says quite often, I need to get rid of this, which I think is kind of metaphorical for like he needs to get the anger out of him and stuff like that.
Yeah, because even in this panel here, Jeb's saying, your mark didn't react negatively to my solve. I believe it was your anger.
Yeah.
So they're starting to connect the issue here.
That's definitely where I find in this book there's a lot of metaphors, I think. I'm not sure whether things are metaphors for other things or if they're actually real in this book. That's what I'm trying to figure out at this point. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Jeb says pretty much, stick around. I'll try to help you. And then he hears something from something like Fox. Like you can see that he's talking to something, and you find out that it's this crow.
Oh yes, there it is.
That it seems to be either his own conscience or his familiar of something. Like, are these familiars? Are they conscience? But he seems to have one of his own, and that's the first other person that you see that actually has like an animal companion. Then you see this flyer. You find out that he needs to contact this lady on the flyer to help Abel.
What's
next after that?
Well, Abel's listening in on this conversation, steals the flyer, figures I'm going to go find this lady.
All the theft.
I'm going to get this healed.
Monica, are you still talking about the candies that they stole? Like, seriously, I hope they're yummy, she says. That's great. Yeah, so he steals the flyer, and they want to. He wants to get out of there and find this lady. He can't wait around.
Yeah, and this is where you figure it. The fox isn't like a conscious thing, because he says, "Okay, you're going your way. I'm not going with you."
Yeah, but something that I noticed here is that this portion where he says, Abel's like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm going on this venture. Come with me." And he's like, "Well, I don't want to come with you." And he's like, "Well, then why are you still walking with me?"
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then he's like, "You know what? Next fork in the road, it's Splitsville." Right. And Abel's like, "Okay." Like, the fox.
More stolen stuff. He stole some food, but if you want to eat it, you got to come with me.
Yeah. But the fox says, "What's that supposed to mean?" And then Abel's like, "You know what I mean." This gives me the sense that that they can't part ways.
Mm.
That they're somehow connected in a way that they can't stray from each other very far. That's what I'm getting from that. I don't know if you took that a different way.
No, they've definitely been together a long time.
Oh yeah. I'm wondering, it's that question, what are they to each other type deal. They're definitely going by this issue though. He's real. He appears real.
Yes.
So myself, I don't think that that episode or that issue, I don't think it had as much impact as the first one.
It just lets you know that there's a quest involved, and carry on the journey.
Yeah, I think it's there's a lot of filler in there. You do meet Jeb, which is I think is going to be a bigger part in the story. So
I think he's going to pop up again.
That's I think that's what we get out of this story, and then it explains the thing on his chest a little bit, and then kind of sends us on our way. Episode 3, gonna call it episode for the rest of my life.
Now, do you have, in the trade paperback, does it have the covers?
This has the covers in the back of the book.
Okay.
It's got one set of covers, and I think we'll get to that just after we're done talking here.
Because that's the one thing I noticed in issue 2. He's saying, "Oh, this mark on my chest, it's expanding." Cover of the third book, the father is covered.
Yeah, you can see
it's
that.
Going down his arms. So he's had this for a long time.
I'll get over to that now then.
Okay.
Since it's a relevant thing. Yeah, so there's the first cover right there. These are all Mike Huddleston covers. There's the first cover, and the cover that you were talking about. Whoa, that's way too far. By like one whole page. The cover you're talking about is this one right here, where he's just standing on a fridge, just covered in that those markings. And so that's probably going to tell you a lot about this next episode. Or, it's an episode. That's it. It's an episode. So why don't you carry on with that issue?
All right. So yeah, issue 3, we're just walking, like a Lord of the Rings thing, and they come across. The father is looking. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh, you're definitely ahead of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is back in Abel's town. The town is blown away, and the father's just walking around with this mark on him, and everybody's saying, "Oh, have you seen Abel? Where's Abel? Have you seen and he's looking for his son. Dude, he's dead. You're
Dude,
just
he's
gonna have to accept it.
I even love the way you said that. Yeah, dude, he's dead.
But the father knows he's on that train. He's out there somewhere. Father's in the hospital, wakes up. Has anyone seen my son? Nope. You're just gonna have to accept he's gone. Tears out of there.
Yeah, gets into a little bit of an argument with the police officer.
He's on a rampage.
He is dead set on getting out of there. You get the sense in this issue that he feels you do get the sense of remorse in this issue, where he's is he embarrassed? He's upset for sure, but I think there's a few parts where it really expresses that he's like, oh dear, like, you know, what have I done type deal.
But when he packs up and he goes walking down the tracks, he's mad. He's still mad.
There's definitely an anger thing there.
Yeah. Don't know if he's mad that he did this or if he's mad that he got away.
Yeah, there's a right there. That's the scene you're talking about right there. And fold the book out a bit. That one right there. You can see the anger in his face. And again, even when he's walking down the tracks there, I definitely get that Walking Dead feeling about the artwork. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm right.
We'll find out.
Anyway, they get closer and closer to this to the next town that they're going, and they meet. Well, I won't say who they meet yet, but they approach this rickety bridge, and Abel's like, "Yeah, let's get on. Let's go through this." And Fox is like, "Yeah, I don't know. I know what lives in there." What lives in there, Rob?
The troll.
The troll.
The bridge troll.
I don't know if they did this on purpose, but I just can't help but see Monica in this troll. It's just such a... I meant because the troll's so beautiful.
Oh.
I was bugging her about that earlier. Not impressed. She's not impressed.
See, this is where I think, and the Fox has definitely been around the world. He knows what's in this bridge. Abel has no clue. It's like Lord of the Rings. He's the Hobbit leaving the Shire for the first time.
Yeah,
he has no idea if the Fox isn't there.
You know what? You're right. So that kind of proves that they have parted before, like, or that he wasn't always around Abel.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's a good point, man. Score 1 for Rob. Anyway, this Monica says, when I wake, maybe. When I wake up. No, sweetheart. I've never woken up to anything more beautiful. Gotta cover my ass. Thank you, honey. Anyway, to get past the troll, what do you got to do to get past the troll? Like every troll in the history. There's that. You got to answer the riddle. So what happens is he answers the riddle, but he's on a timer.
An illegal timer.
An illegal
timer that started a timer that started a minute before the question was asked.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tricky move by that. Anyway, he gets the answer right, but not within her time limit, and the troll attacks. But then this is probably the most interesting part in this one is right there. Whoa. Nope, that way, that one. What happens there, Rob?
Yeah, so troll is attacking. You are mine. Abel, you can see his chest starting to glow under his t-shirt. boom, Care Bears. There goes the
Care Bear countdown. That's
there
great.
goes the roof of the bridge. Trolls don't like sunlight.
Boom. Now you've got a statue. From there, they rather than walking, they hitch a ride to the next town, and it ends with them standing in front of the fair.
Yeah, the carnival.
Where they're hoping to meet what's her name? Magda, whatever.
Magdalena. Yeah, the
They
marvelous mystic.
They call her Maggie, from the Hearst family. Again, I don't feel like that issue was quite as good as the first one, but I think it was a necessity to get us through to the next issue.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it's building up to something.
Yeah, I think major points from that issue is Dad's now searching for Abel, Dale, and that piece on his chest is a powerful thing that can be tapped in by his anger. So,
absolutely.
All right, I've got nothing more about that one. If you want to move on,
yeah,
I don't want to be all night. We're going to try to wrap this up within half hour 45. I don't know how we're doing right now. Anybody in the chat want to tell me what time it is? That'd be wonderful. Where do we start here?
We start at the fair. All the carnies, throw the ball, win a prize.
What's not like about a fair? You know, it's lots of color in this issue, popping yellows and reds and stuff. Again, the artwork. I mean, the writing's good, but the artwork carries it a lot. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, Abel is navigating his way through this fair. And you see the next characters are going to pick up in the story. Definitely trips over this girl and her robot that are fixing the rides.
Yeah, we got a robot.
That's why Dan likes this story. Yeah, there's a robot.
Put a robot in anything, and I like it. 8:30. So we've already been going quite a while now. Let's try to speed this up a little bit. I don't think there's a whole lot to talk about in this one. We are meeting several new characters.
Yep. More thievery.
Yep. We've got another circumstance where Abel has been away from the fox, where the fox has been sleeping in the alleyway while Abel's carrying on around, searching for Magdalena, whatever, the Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah, and then we really get to meet these new characters, which I gotta say I was confused at whether it was a boy or a girl at first. But you figure that out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
What happens next, Rob?
Yeah, so I'm hungry, says Abel. The fox says, me too. So the fox says, oh, I'll distract.
Yep.
And
let's steal some food. Shit.
Yep. We can hit this guy, knock his wallet out of his pocket. And of course, he gets caught again by the, I don't know if she's got a name yet.
Something I like about this is maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but yeah, I do believe I am. Anyway, something to point out here is that before they really get caught, this, which appears to be the head of the fair, in the one panel right over one of these pages, the head of the place. Yeah, they steal, Monica. They steal a lot because That's what kids do, all right? You know, they steal because they need it in this instance. The head of this fair seems to know the kid, senses something about him right away.
Yeah, she's felt a disturbance in the force.
Disturbance in the force. Well put. Anyways, they get caught, and she takes him into the tent, not for any other reason but to scold him, I guess. Sort of a, if we let you run free, what will other people think? There's a bit of a chase before that. Before the tent thing. I'm getting ahead of myself. This really is about the chase. And they corner him in these pages, and that's where on this page here you can see him getting a little angry again. And the page ends off with, I think, one of the best cliffhangers of this book, with that picture of him starting to turn, I guess. Would you say?
Yeah, the chest is glowing, and there's just, you can see winds everywhere. It's starting to build up. He's becoming Storm.
Storm. She's gonna go to Wakanda, and marry T'Challa. That's all there is to it. Book's over. We start the next issue with 2 years ago in the past, and it's starts out with Dale gets a delivery from the mailman of all sorts, and it turns out to be a bicycle from Mom. And Dale goes, she sends something, and now she's the hero type deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what is it? Oh, the bike I bought you is a piece of junk, but the one your mom bought you.
Yeah. This is another instance where you see how much of a dick Dale is.
Yeah.
Like, there's no two words around it. Oh, hey, how's it going? Double income. Good friend of mine, Al. How you doing, buddy? What do you mean don't cover that beautiful face? And which one of us are you talking about? Thanks for coming, buddy. We've just been talking about Middlewest here. Anyone else just tuning in? There you go. Middlewest. And it's a book by Scotty Young, written by COVID. Jorge COVID is his name. Anyway, what happens to the bike?
Well, this is okay. So this is 2 years ago. The crate comes in. Oh, how do I get this open? Dad hands him a hammer. Oh, this is really hard to open. And the dad,
don't be a pussy,
again,
pretty much.
Anger flares again.
I'm a big dick, he says. Thanks, Al. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Dad rips the Dale rips the crate open, and I guess the thing that triggers it is the kid going, "Oh, good thing I got a new bike from Mom. It's better than that old piece of junk."
Yeah.
Right, and Dad's like, "Oh, my bike's a piece of junk, and your mom's is better. Well, I'm gonna wreck your bike." Bam, bam, bam. He smashes it with a hammer. So you can see in these pages right here. Just bam, bam. Smashes the bike. Goes full dick mode. Then we cut back into the fairgrounds, where
So the flashback was Abel in his mind remembering this, building up his anger,
which
because he
triggers
was angry. Yeah, it was a trigger.
And then you can see in the big pages here how wind starts picking up. He screams no, and just kind of tornadoes the place. But not before. You can even see his eyes turning like his dad's did in the earlier pages, which is just kind of metaphoric to me, as like him and his father have that same anger type deal. So he's about to go full blown, and then, as you can see right there, Maggie, or Beta gave it away. You don't know she's Maggie yet. Anyway, right there, she steps in.
Just saying something in some lost language, it looks like.
Yeah. I don't know if you've read the Venom book, but it kind of definitely reminds me, minus the colors, of the language that the Clintar are talking, or the messed up Clintar are talking, and just the way it's designed. It's definitely an ancient language.
Mm-hmm.
She ends up doing a bit of a spell, and kind of calms him down a bit. Right here, you can see that circle, that spell around him, and then he calms down quite a bit after that. You got this?
Yeah. So this old woman comes, says her little incantation there. Everything gets sucked back into Abel. He's no longer transforming into the storm. And I noticed the fox is right there to comfort him.
Yep, definitely. Good fox.
So what did he say? Oh, I didn't. Like, thinking that he hurt people, and the fox said, no, everyone is okay.
Yeah.
And it's
good fox.
Very well drawn, that panel.
Then we go into a scene where, definitely this is where you find out that, like, she's Magdalena, or the wizard or witch that they were talking about. You find out that that's her.
And she knows his name.
Yeah, that's important to note too, that she knew of him. He passes out apparently for 2 days. Must be exhausting, turning into a wind monster.
Another thing to note too, after she's reversed the spell, he says, "You look just like," and she says, "Jebediah."
Oh yes, yes, yeah. So at that point, you realize who she is and what she is to Jeb. Just having some refreshments.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, yours is better.
Mine is better.
Anyway, you get a little bit of a nice talk between Fox and the robot, where they're really insinuating that they don't trust each other, which I like.
Yeah.
And then he is when he wakes up, he's summoned to Maggie's tent, where they discuss that Rob wants to know what you're drinking.
That would be Fireball whiskey and
nice
hot apple cider.
Sounds delicious. Sounds much better than my water.
Oh, it isn't. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, make it sound bad. What do they talk about in this tent?
You have stolen from me, and
we ain't gonna let that happen.
Yeah. So of course, what does any God-fearing kid say? I'll work for it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll pay it off, I swear. Eventually, they come to an agreement where he will work off the payment, but she gets to decide when his debt is paid, which I thought was interesting. Also, he really wants part of this to be finding out what's happening with him and how to get rid of this thing.
Because he knows that she can do it. She's
he's
not exactly sure.
He's seen power from her. They get to talking about it, and she says, "I'll see what I can do." Pretty much.
Can't do it now, but
she needs to learn more about him. Seems like Rob is okay with your beverage of choice. Thank you, Rob. What are you drinking? Not you, Rob. Rob. So the next scene, you get to see a little bit of the work that he's doing. One of those things, cleaning up the barf in one of the rides.
Yes, I'll show that picture.
Yeah, it's a small picture. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but I think right here, yeah, you'll see that just tons of puke coming out of that. Nice touch. Nice touch. After that, I don't know where I am. Take it from wherever.
So a big turning moment here. This other repair kid and a robot. We still don't know her name, I don't think. Robot says, "Oh, I can tell you like him." So they're starting to form a bit of a bond, because he reminds me of myself back when I got taken in.
I think you do learn her name. Just not thinking about it. It's not really that important.
No.
The robot is Wrench.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, then you see the old witch looking into her crystal ball and chanting that stuff again. Rob's drinking a Coke. Oh, he saves his drink for after the Super Bowl when is that when the Chiefs win or lose? I can't remember.
It's when Tom Brady gets taken down.
Yeah, so she seems like she's spying on Jeb.
I don't know if it's spying or trying to contact him.
It's definitely one of the two. And then you get Jeb here, right about the same time, experiencing some sort of a storm of his own in these pages. Doesn't really seem to be a reason why at the moment.
But then there's Dad.
Rob is insinuating that the Chiefs are going to win. And yes, Tom will get taken down. So, yeah, Rob's definitely excited about the Super Bowl. I know many people probably are.
Go Sports.
Oh, sports ball. We're reading comics, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a jock." Jeb's like, "Where did that gust of wind come from?" And then all of a sudden, you see good old Dad, Dale. He's like, "Oh, sorry. I can help you out with that if you want. Have you seen my son?" And then that's how that ends off. That's the issue there. You get a lot from this issue.
Got a lot of character building.
Yeah, definitely. You learn.
Dale's still got that angry look on his face. Have you seen my son? Yeah,
it doesn't go away.
No. He's a mean man.
Yeah, definitely. He's a mean man. Yeah. Again, I think that was a good issue. Still, I'm a fan of the first issue. It just set everything up so nicely. Chapter 6. What we have here is that crow of Jeb's trying to find Jeb.
Yeah,
Coming
Jeb's little tree fort is gone.
his junkyard is total, which we can only assume at that point that that Dale had a lot to do with that. Jeb's kind of confused, doesn't really get what happened.
We tried to throw the father off the trail, and Dad didn't like that.
Yeah, so Rob's saying that seems interesting. Says I've been affected by the storytelling for sure. Yeah, Rob, I would definitely encourage you to read this. I could even lend this to you if you'd like. You are my brother, so I will do so. But yes, thank you for coming and joining us. We're not really giving this the justice it deserves, I don't think. You really have to read it. Pinpoints on it is just not enough for my concern.
Mm-hmm.
Let's finish up this last one real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
So
Rob.
Jeb has sent the crow to Maggie to let her know the storms are coming.
Yep. And then she's kind of like, yeah, Rob, I'll definitely lend you this when I'm done. She gets it, and she, as much as it seems like they've had some trouble in their relationship as siblings, she seems to take it seriously.
Yeah, she's packing up the fare early. We have got to get out of here and skip the next 2 towns.
Yeah, and there's a good portion of this issue where that's happening. And you can kind of see a camaraderie between the characters through this issue.
Yeah, definitely. Right here, over the next several weeks, he says, doesn't feel like work, this feels like family.
Yeah, and that's, I think, essentially what's happening here is that they're becoming a family. There's some joking around between them. Seems like he's actually making a bit of a home.
Mm-hmm.
And looks.
And you really see it when Maggie says, "Abel, come down here. Need to talk to you. Your debt's paid off."
Yeah. But he's not really fond of leaving, right?
Nope. Actually, he's very upset that she's saying you can go whenever you like. He says,
"Yeah, you can take off whenever." She says, "Yeah, go ahead and stay though. Continue working for me. It's no big deal." There's a quick moment where Abel and what is her name? I wish there was someone here to tell me her name. Bobby, or it's one of those. Could be a girl, could be a guy named Bobby or something like that.
I think you're right.
I think so. They have a moment on one of the rides while they're fixing it where she says, like, "What do you see down there?" And he's like, "Oh, I see this person doing that and this person doing that." And then they're like, "Oh, well, you know what I see? A family, pretty much." And then we've got like Tony Stark down here. Tony Stark playing his guitar.
Oh,
that's what I see, at least. Yeah, so he's definitely become part of the family. And then we go into a thing where she's like, "Okay, well, you can stay around, and guess what? I think it's time to take care of your little problem." She takes him into a memory state, like a state of repressed memory, I would say.
Yeah. Where are we? We're in your mind.
This page is right there where they're transforming into his mind.
Where you never want to go. And still, everything is hooked up to these Pink tanks.
Yeah, that's the main fuel source. So he goes around. They go around his mind, and they're remembering things. They're Abel's like, oh, he seemed so happy before I was around and stuff. Depicts the two of them breaking up. And then she says, you know what? You'd be surprised how happy he was. In fact, you were the only thing keeping him together.
Yeah, all the memories are dad's happy, kid's happy, mother is the angry one.
Yeah. Some awesome artwork going on in these memory pages. And then something that's weird in these memories, it's somebody says, did you words did you think you could hide from me, Abel?
Yeah, the father shows up in the memories, but not as a memory.
So he's inside of his memories now. And then I believe he goes full tornado monster right in Abel's memory, like in his mind, which is crazy. Saying, Abel, I will find you. There's nothing you can do. I will find you.
I think because the father has infected him with this whatever tornado monster thing, I think they have this connection.
Yeah, there's definitely a connection, and it's all stemming from his memories right now, and he's able to access his memories, which is crazy. Maggie tries to get him out of his trance, spouting off some more spells in that ancient language, but it's not enough.
It turns out they were in his memories for almost 12 hours.
Yeah, which seems to be a surprise to Maggie. She says, no, that means the fair is open. We have to get everyone out. She frantically trying to warn people to get away. Another storm is coming. And then that's where this ends with Bobby saying, you guys look. And it ends with this page right here where I believe that's Abel going.
I believe it is.
Going full tornado monster. He has given in to the mark on his chest, and due to his father being in his mind. So the moral of the story is don't invade your son's mind.
Yeah. Don't steal things and piss off your dad.
He will. Yeah, well, that's good too, I guess. I'm just saying, if you go into someone's mind, they may or may not turn into a tornado wind monster. So keep that in mind, boys and girls. The lesson for the day. That's where this issue breaks off, leaving us with a pretty big cliffhanger for the next one. That's book 1. That is issues 1 to 6. And as a whole, what did you think about that?
I liked it. It's definitely different.
Yeah.
A new world to explore.
Yeah, a world that's grounded in reality due to its issues, but in a kind of a whimsical way, a very I don't know how to say it.
Sort of a half and half fantasy world, real world.
Yeah, definitely. Like it's fantasy enough that it keeps your mind interested, but it's still grounded enough to relate to it.
Yeah, you can accept that the fox and this crow can talk to people.
Yeah, and that there's a robot.
Yeah.
Robots are cool, and I don't care what anyone says.
Nope.
All in all, I think this was a great book. I'm definitely going to keep reading. If anybody watching would like to see more about this book, just let me know in the comments. I think that this could be an ongoing thing for us. Hey, what do you know? It's Bueller. How are you today, Bueller? We're just getting around to wrapping this up. We're talking about Middlewest Book 1 here. This book is about a 2-year-old book, so I don't feel like I needed to put a spoiler alert, which I should have maybe. But Bueller is from Comics with Bueller. I would consider him a good friend. He's helped me out a lot with some of my older streamings. Even gave me a personal call once, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate him, and you know, I kind of he's one of my inspirations, and he's doing good by the sounds of it. So that's really good. Bueller, you're definitely welcome to come on to any of my shows. I'll send you a link or something like that. You can pop in and whatever you want. You are one of my favorite people. Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up, though. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Again, if you'd like to see more content about this book or other books, just leave me a comment telling me what you'd like to see. If you'd like to see more of this, I would be excited to do more of this. So
yeah, I'm definitely going to keep reading that one.
Again, I'd like to introduce Rob Lee, one of my good friends. He will be officially part of the nerdy crew going forth, and we're going to see more and more of him. So, all in all,
anybody interested in reading the book, I'm reading it on readallcomics.com, or always head down to your favorite comic shop. I'm sure they can get a copy for you.
Sure,
it's an old book, but I'm sure they might be able to get one.
Also, I think Amazon as well. You can pick this book up. I'm not sure how many issues they have, but you can definitely pick up. You can definitely pick up book 1. Bueller says hi, Rob. Or hello, Rob. You will get to know Bueller more because I talk about him all the time because he's my hero.
So from what I see here, Middlewest goes up to issue 18 from 2020. So I'm not sure if that's ended 2020 and it's continuing.
Bueller, can you? I don't know if you'll know. Is this ended? Has this series ended? I believe it has. It's like a 2-year-old series. Yeah, Bueller has the full run, so I would take that as it being a completed series. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this book. This is part of my catching up. You guys know that 18 was the last issue, says Bueller.
Good.
Yeah, this is part of my catching up. You know, I was gone for a little over a year. So this is me catching up on some old books that definitely hold up, I think. So I would suggest running out and grabbing that. I'm a physical guy, so, you know, we all live in a material world, and you know the rest. So thank you guys for coming. Pick up this book, comment, like, subscribe. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't. Tell us what you want to see. Thank you very much. Thank you, Rob, for showing up. Thank you.
Which one?
Yeah. Thank you, Rob, for showing up. Thank you, Monica. Also, thank you. Where are you? Thank you, Al from Double Income. He has a channel on YouTube. If you'll check out, he does a lot of pretty hilarious rants. I would really suggest you guys check him out. And obviously, thank you to Bueller for showing up. It's very kind of you to show up to my little channel. Thanks a lot, guys, and take care, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye-bye now.